Currently, there is a major movement to remove all law enforcement agencies, to defund the police. In fact, this is something that was prophesied in the Torah. We see in the book of Deuteronomy, in the Parsha of Shoftim, that it tells us that Shoftim and Shotrim, that judges and law enforcement officers you should put at your borders. However, when we jump forward to Isaiah 126, it says, I will restore your judges as at first, and your counselors as at the beginning. Ask our sages, why here do we not see mention of law enforcement agencies, but only judges and counselors? And the answer is that in the time to come, there will be no need for law enforcement agents. Why? Because the whole purpose of a law enforcement agent is that if there is a law that has been decided by judges, and we aren't sure whether people will keep the law, or there's a possibility that they won't keep the law, we need people that will go ahead and stand firmly to make sure that that occurs. What of the time to come, though, when everyone will be of the same accord, knowing that there is one God and that all of us should treat each other with respect? Then there's no fear that when there is a law that is decided, people won't have the ego and the evil inclination tempting them to break that law. Therefore, in the future, there is no need for law enforcement agents. We see many verses to this as well throughout Isaiah. They shall beat their swords into plowshares. Nation shall not try and fight against another nation, and the like. Even those that speak of the wolf lying with the lamb and the like, showing that on a communal level all the way to an international level, there will be a shift wherein there will be no desire for conflict and warfare anymore. However, it is commonly the case when we look throughout Torah that people wanting the Messianic era to be now have tried to push for it even before its time, and it has ended catastrophically. Beginning with Moses bringing the Erev Rav, the mixed multitude, out of Egypt, them being the ones that ultimately pushed for and began the process of the erecting of the golden calf, and throughout Jewish history, even into recent times. So while there is something very noble and very truthful about defunding the police, removing law enforcement, it is something messianic. Nevertheless, we need to be very cautious, not to try and make moves in a time when the world is not yet ready for those moves to be made. Indeed, we've seen throughout history how many have died when such actions have been taken. Therefore, as noble as it is, we should acknowledge that. We should thank our brothers and sisters for feeling a desire and a longing and a yearning for that time when the world will be filled with the knowledge of God and peace will be widespread. And we should acknowledge the truth of that yearning and that desire. Nevertheless, we should help them and help each other to understand that everything needs to be in the right time and according to a proper purpose and a proper means and systematic approach. Therefore, God willing, we should conclude with the blessing that Bezrat Hashem, all of these prophecies should become completely apparent and revealed, and no more should anyone or any group feel injustice, feel intolerance, and by and large there should be peace. Amen.